The number one most important thing you can do when it comes to creating your reality and manifesting your goals, desires, and the life that you want is visualization. Visualization is what allows us to go from point A to point Z. It is what allows us to make quantum leaps and fundamentally change who we are as a person. And that is probably the way that you can get the most extreme results when it comes to creating the life that you desire. Remember that when you visualize, you are creating a spiritual prototype. You must understand that right now we are living on a third dimensional plane of existence. And when we are visualizing, we are creating from a dimensional perspective, right? The spiritual. And we must first understand the relationship between spirit and matter. They are actually one and the same. So all spirit is pure unadulterated energy. It's something that can't exactly be measured in a laboratory. And matter is the physical, substance that we see all around us. But matter is the lowest form of spirit, and spirit is the highest form of matter. They are one and the same. So when you visualize, you are creating and you are rearranging matter, right? The raw materials that nature has given us, the 118 elements, and we are reshaping them and rearranging them in our mind to create physical structures, physical shapes. And if we continuously hold that image and that thought, that is how we start to materialize what we are imaging in our mind, and it eventually becomes our external reality. So if you think about it, that is exercising your God power, your power to create. Now, whether you are religious or you believe that there is a higher power or the universe or whatever, we can clearly observe that the universe or the universal creator, the infinite intelligence, divine providence, God has created, right? We can look toward nature, we can look toward the universe, the solar system. It is clearly all made by intelligent design, so therefore it has been created. And when we visualize, that is us harnessing our God power, right? God created us in its image. So we can also create. Think about it. You close your eyes and you can envision anything that you want. So that is how you start to make a transformation in your life. So now we're going to talk about a few techniques that are extremely powerful when it comes to visualizing, and by engaging and by implementing some of these practices and some of these tools and systems, we're going to be able to manifest our desires much more quickly and much more efficiently. So the first technique that I'm going to recommend is that when you visualize, engage all five senses. So say, for example, if you are trying to manifest $10,000, right? You want to first construct a reality in which you have exactly what it is that you are trying to obtain, $10,000. So you want to be holding the money. You want to really, really tap into what it feels like to hold that money. We all know what money feels like. That is the beauty of memory, right? So when you visualize, you're engaging all of these different faculties, memory being one. So you want to feel every single dollar in your fingers, every single dollar in your hands. Then you want to even start to think about the sound that it makes. There's a very distinct sound when you're counting money, like a sifting paper sliding against each other sound. And you want to think of that sound. Also, we all know that money has a very distinct smell. So you want to even envision yourself smelling the money, or picture yourself doing whatever it is you want to do with the $10,000. So maybe your goal is to put that money down on a new car. So we all know the new car smell is also very distinctive. So imagine yourself inside that new car and smell the new leather, the new vinyl, the new plastic, right? And also you can engage of course, you're going to be engaging your eyesight by looking at whatever it is you're trying to manifest and you're visualizing. And then also, if you can employ a taste component, do that as well. So think about you're counting your money or you're holding your check and you're having your morning coffee, and you think about what that tastes like. And so what that does is it starts to make stronger neurological pathways, and it's engaging more neuroplasticity, which is basically the building of new brain cells and new connections. And it's going to strengthen your visualization. It's going to give it more energy. It's going to give it more authenticity, and it's going to help your subconscious mind be able to identify with it even more, because you're making it as real as possible. Understand that the mind does not know the difference between visualizing an action and actually performing that action. There are scientific studies, several that have been done, that prove this concept. So for example, if you imagine yourself playing the piano and you look at your brain under a brain scan, and you actually play the piano and you envision yourself playing the piano, the brain activity is going to be exactly the same. Your mind literally does not know the difference. That's why you can have a nightmare and wake up in a panic, in a sweat, or when you're watching a movie, someone jumps out, you actually get scared, your heart rate increases, you jump, the hairs on your arm stand up, because our subconscious mind and our mind does not know the difference between performing an action and visualizing an action. So the next tool that I will give you to use in visualization is injecting as much emotion as you possibly can. So when we think of what emotion is just energy in motion. And to make your visualization even more real, you want to have the feeling to accompany that. And that's going to supercharge your visualizations, causing them to materialize much quicker. Because if you think about it, obviously you're not just trying to manifest something for the sake of just manifesting it. You want to manifest something because of how it's going to make you feel. Clearly, we're after a feeling, right? So if you want more money, yes, you want the money to do whatever it is with, but also you want the security that the money brings. You want the joy that you're going to have by buying someone a gift or doing something for yourself or taking that vacation that you want to. So the peace that you're going to have when you take that vacation, right? The feeling of being content. The feeling of joy, seeing your loved one open a gift that you bought them, right? So clearly, when we are trying to manifest something, we're trying to manifest a feeling, right? If you want to manifest a promotion at work, you want the joy, the happiness, the excitement, the comfort that more money is going to bring, the proudness that you're going to feel when you have a higher position in the workplace. So think of the emotion that you're going to feel when you manifest your desires, and really, really, really try to sit down and make yourself cultivate the emotion, right? That is usually the missing component in a lot of people's visualization. They see it, they go through the motions, and that's definitely very helpful. But when you can really emotionally tune in and cultivate those feelings, that is going to cause your manifestation to manifest, or your visualization to manifest so much quicker. Another tool or trick that I want to give you guys is try to focus on one, especially if you're just starting out at this, manifesting and visualizing, try to really focus on one goal, and something that I guess, you would even think is more obtainable, right? Because belief and faith is also another component that's going to supercharge your visualizations and your manifestations. So maybe right now it's very hard for you to see that you're able to make $1 million, but I'm sure all of you know that you could probably make an extra $1,000 pretty easily, right? There's probably not as much of a mental block of, say, just instantly manifesting, or in a short period of time stumbling upon an extra $500 or an extra $1,000. So pick a goal first that you feel like is fairly obtainable, even though you don't know how you're going to do it, but something that you think is like, this is possible. Maybe it's $200, whatever that is means to you, something that you feel like I can actually accomplish that in, whatever the desired amount of time is, 3 months or 2 months or 1 month. So now you pick one specific goal, right? because I want you to just focus is a very, very important part of manifestation and visualization. So pick one goal and then you think of one scene, right? One moment that you're going to experience when your goal or that thing you're trying to manifest has been accomplished. So say it's $1,000. So you want to now have a mental rehearsal. So if you're trying to manifest $1,000, create the ideal scene in your head. Think about, when I get this $1,000, I'm going to take myself to a really, really nice steak dinner at whatever restaurant. So then you can start to create this entire scene, right? One particular scene. So say now you're sitting down at the whatever fancy restaurant and you're enjoying the best steak on the menu, a Wagyu or a ribeye or whatever it is, and you're sitting down with a glass of wine, you're sipping it, you're tasting the food, and you're constantly thinking to yourself like, wow, it was so easy to get that $1,000,000. I'm so happy. I'm so sorry, $1,000. I'm so happy and I'm so grateful that I just instantly and easily manifested $1,000. And you're going to constantly rehearse that one specific scene, because the more we focus and the more we use repetition, the easier it is and the stronger it is to be able to impress our subconscious mind with this end goal, right? This outcome. The more we focus on one specific visualization, the more strongly it's going to be imprinted in our mind. So that's the benefit of really focusing on one goal at a time, because the more and more continuous energy we put into it, the faster it's going to cause it to manifest and it's going to come into fruition and materialize. So guys, I think those are 3 really, really powerful, strong tools and tips we can use while manifesting. So just to reiterate, engage all 5 senses, right? That's the first step. Second step, the second trick is going to be use emotion, right? Really tap into the feelings that you're going to feel when you have achieved the desired outcome. So assume that feeling, take on that feeling. That's the second trick. And the third trick is pick something that you feel is realistic or achievable at the beginning and stick to one scene, right? One scene and constant rehearsal of that, one setting, one scenario that you're constantly going to continuously visualize, doing the same thing each visualization. And also, I forgot to add that by doing that, it's going to make it easier to really get into the theta wave state when you know exactly the feeling that you're going to slip into, exactly the scene that you're going to slip into, because you've already rehearsed it, you've done it already, you know exactly what it's going to look like. So it's very easy to get into that frequency and to jump right into like that visualization without any distraction. So those are my top 3 tips that you can use while visualizing. I've used them and they've helped me tremendously. So let me know if you guys found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.